What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Pigskin Pete. Short video today as I have to leave here in about 5 minutes, so I don't have more than 5 minutes to make a video. Anywho, yesterday I posted on X that I think that ESPN should do the right thing and have game day at Clemson on November 30th, Clemson in South Carolina. And of course, I already knew about the Texas and Texas A&M situation. But, all the feedback I got on that was, well, A&M's game against Texas means more. Clemson's not going to the playoffs, which is still not out of the question, but most likely not going to the playoffs. South Carolina's not going to the playoffs, which is also most likely out of the question, but still not out of the question completely. None of that matters. My point was, and remains, that they've already been to College Station this year. They went week 1 when Notre Dame came into A&M. And outside of that game, which they are going there, spoiler alert, because they've already announced that Clemson and South Carolina is going to be a noon kickoff. My position was, outside of the A&M and Texas game, Clemson and South Carolina is the only ranked rivalry that week. If you look around the country at some of the other big games they could go to, what are normally considered big games, Michigan and Ohio State. Michigan not ranked. Florida and Florida State, neither one of them ranked. Georgia and Georgia Tech not ranked. Louisville and Kentucky, neither one of them ranked. I mean, how far down the list we have to go? Oregon State. Oregon State not ranked. So the point was, you can have 2 top 20 or maybe top 15 teams, definitely top 20 teams in the ACC. It's a big rivalry each year. It's always a good game. It's probably going to be a great game this year, considering how good South Carolina looks. So that was my reasoning behind that. Now, on a side note, like I said, they've already announced now, just in the past couple of hours, that Clemson is not only not going to be game day, it's going to be a 12 o'clock kickoff. If you guys remember, if you go back preseason, there was a thing that happened where they came to Dabo Swinney and offered him a guaranteed primetime game if they moved this rivalry game this year to Friday night. And of course, Dabo Swinney said, no, we're not playing on Friday night. This game's always been played on Saturday. Despite what many of you think about Clemson or South Carolina, it's one of the most heated games every year in rivalry week. It's not Ohio State, Michigan. It's not Auburn, Alabama. I understand all that, but it's still a heated rivalry. It's always one that everybody wants to watch if you're a real college football fan. But Dabo said no to the guaranteed primetime slot on Friday, and I said today on my live show, on my midday show, before I heard about the noon kickoff announcement, I said, you know what they're going to do? Not only are they not going to have game day in Clemson, they're going to stick it to Dabo Swinney and give him a noon game because he refused to take the guaranteed primetime slot for Friday night. Now, am I mad about it? No, not mad about it. I figured this was going to happen. I would still rather have a noon kickoff on Saturday than a primetime game on Friday. Nobody wants a Friday game between 2 ranked teams in rivalry week. Now, some of you might want that. Maybe you're not a Clemson or a South Carolina fan. You're like, hey, sounds good to me. There's a bunch of other good games on Saturday. Let's have something good to watch on Friday night. Not me. No, not me. I am 100% and 10% with Dabo Swinney on this decision to not accept the Friday night guaranteed primetime slot. I don't want that ever. I don't know how much longer I'll live. Probably not very long, unfortunately. But I don't know how much longer I'll live. I never, as long as I'm alive, want to see Clemson and South Carolina play on a Friday night. Period. Have a good day.